Justice, for all or for some? When dealing with children, it's easy to turn a blind eye. They're too young to understand what was right or wrong, or they don't appreciate the gravity of their actions, or perhaps they'll never make it in adult courts. What if I told you this? In March of 2008, a young girl by the name of Emily Johnson, living in Little Falls, Minnesota, was sexually assaulted and then killed as she was thrown against a wall by a 13-year-old. Now, do you feel that this young man should be punished to the full extent of the law?
When a case of a heinous crime is brought to the court of law in today's society, the jury heavily considers the age of the person that is being tried for the crime.
We believe when trying heinous crimes, justice should truly be blind and not consider age as a factor when determining punishments.
Okay, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, the word violence specifically means using or intending to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. And according to criminal.findlaw.com, in the eyes of the law, a juvenile or a minor is a person under the legal age. Legal age varies from state to state. Most states' age is 18 or younger is considered a juvenile. Some states, such as New York, North Carolina, and Connecticut, is 16 or less, and 10 other states is 17 or less. Wyoming is the only state that is 19 years or less. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, heinous crime can be described as an event that is of evil or malicious manner or of an act of hatred.
Our justice system has been built on the value of all citizens are equal under the law.
Therefore, we believe that facts and not age should be the main factor when deciding the proper trial and punishment one should receive.
All people are seen as equal under the law. If this is true, why are juveniles being let off the hook? The primary purpose of justice is to prevent crime. According to Myers' Psychology for AP, written by David G. Myers and published in 2011 by B.F.W. Worth, operant conditioning is the learned association of behaviors with consequences. So, if a child touches a hot stove, that individual knows not to touch it again. So, since a child can learn from consequences, can a teenager, or even a preteen? Similarly, the vast majority of students sent down to Mr. Hacker's office do not wish to go back. When juveniles are sent to prison, they also do not wish to return there. As stated by Huma Khan in his article, Juvenile Justice, Too Young for Life in Prison, published on ABC News in July 12, 2010, the juvenile jurisdiction courts handled an estimated 1.7 million delinquency cases. That's up 44% from 1985. And that statistic was released in 2007. According to the Sentencing Guidelines Commission, published 2008 from the state of Washington, 80% of those in juvenile facilities reoffended. As stated by the article, Residence and Territoriality in Chicago Gangs, found on the Social Problems website, gang membership increases with those who spend time in juvenile detention centers. These pieces of evidence prove that trying juveniles as adults will help prevent crime and provide justice for all.
Nobody wants to live in fear of repeat offenders. Many parts of the community, as well as people's lives, would be improved if juveniles were tried as adults. As you heard from our introductory story about the 13-year-old who was molested and killed a 2-year-old, the victim's family lives in fear, knowing that one day this boy will be able to harm other people since he was just placed in a correctional facility. According to the National Center of Victims of Crime, published in 2011, 37% of crime victims suffer from depression. They are also 2.5 times more likely to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. According to the WY Daily newspaper, published February 29, 2012, by Carton Cordell from the Virginia State House News in 2010, juveniles were responsible for about 35% of violent crime in Virginia, including 17 murders and nearly 5,400 assaults. Because of these statistics, people live in constant fear of those violent juvenile offenders. Therefore, juveniles should be tried as adults?
Economic conditions are essential with regards to juvenile facilities. Sending juvenile offenders to prison rather than a detention center will be more cost efficient. According to justicepolicy.org, the cost of 1 year of rehab for a juvenile is about $88,000 in those detention centers, whereas compared to a prison, they would be about $22,000, as according to heartsandminds.org. And the people who go through these prisons will be less of a burden on society. They'll be less likely to be tried again and more likely to contribute to society in economic ways. And our correctional system will be more economically efficient if we eliminate the frilly and the lenient detention centers that we have now. For the reasons of equality under the law, the community fear, the economic benefits, juveniles should be tried as adults. We have concrete statistics as to why juveniles should be tried as adults, which is why affirmative should win.
Thank you, and we now stand for questioning.
Okay, that concludes the first affirmative. Do you want time before starting cross, or are you guys ready to start cross negative team?
Yeah, I feel like
3 minutes.
Okay,